Okay, so this is the second part of the tutorial on how to use the LaTeX template for writing thesis. And as I said previously, this is the main file that you will be compiling, and you will have to change your option here depending on if you're writing your licentiate thesis or a doctoral thesis. And yes, and then below here you will have all the packages listed, so you will have to add your own packages here, obviously. This package is something that you will remove. So now the template contains this nonsense text, and this is produced by this package. So this is just a text holder just to show you what the template looks like with text. So this is something that you need to remove. And then you just add your personal information and well, stuff about your opponent and the time of your defense or presentation. And here, what you do here is that you add your reference data. So this is the you add this bib file with all your references. So this is a bit different from if you're used to working with BibTeX. So you can have many of these. So you can, if you have separated your references into several bib files, you can have this macro called several times. Okay, and this is where the actual document begins. So once you have all the stuff entered here, your information and stuff, once this macro is called, it produces sort of first part of the thesis. So now we have this set to licentiate. So now this the color here will be is grays, but if you change it to doctoral, it will be blue, as it should be. So the make title macro produces everything up until this point, I think, where the actual thesis begins, or your kappa. And the kappa is subdivided into a separate text file. So it's invoked by this command. So this is just this text file, and this is the file where you will be doing the most work, as I said previously. So if you open this one up, this is what it looks like. So this file now contains what's typeset here. Okay, so this is where you will be working, but this file is the one that you will be compiling. So you will have to switch back and forth. So you write here, and then you will have to go back and then hit quick build, and then go back here and then continue writing. So that takes a lot of time, but a nice feature with this editor, TeXmaker, is that you can solve that problem by using this master document master document option. So you do that by going to the text file that you are compiling, which is this one, and you choose to define this as a master document. And what this does is that whenever you hit this quick build arrow, it will always compile this file, regardless of which text file you are currently viewing. So now let's say we are writing in the kappa, and then we hit quick build. It compiles the main text file as it should, and then it jumps to the approximately right place in the PDF. So this is a very nice feature because it saves you a lot of time, because now you don't have to switch back and forth between different text files. So this is also useful if you write larger documents where you have several sub-files. So typically for books, you can have each chapter as a separate text file, and then you can define the main text file as the master, and then you can just write in each separate chapter separately and then compile it directly here by not having to switching back and forth. So that's very useful. And then when you sync, so I guess this is standard, but in TeXmaker, if you want to sync from the source to the PDF, you right click, jump to PDF, or with a keyboard, control space, and then it jumps to the right page. So this syncing is quite accurate. You can also sync from the PDF to the source, and that syncing is a bit less accurate. So if you go down here to purpose and then we right click and jump to the line, it jumps to the right, approximately the right line. And with TeXmaker it's also useful because you don't have to have this TeX file opened for it to sync from the PDF to the source. So if you close this one and only have the main file opened, if you right click now, it opens the right TeX file and jumps to the approximately right line. So, but this option of defining a master document will save you a lot of time. Okay, so as I said, this kappa.tex is where you will be writing for the most part. And then after the kappa, if you jump to the PDF, so jump to the PDF after the kappa ends here, and then we'll list the references using this macro here, print bibliography. And after that comes your appended papers in the second part, which starts here. So here you will need to have these lines for one section of these lines for each paper. So if you have a licensate, you typically have two papers, paper A and B. And what this does is that it takes, this is also a feature of Bibliothek and Biber, is that you can cite only the title. So now this command cites only the title. So this now assumes that you have the reference data of paper A in this bib file. But now it cites only the title, and then it typesets the title here. So this is a nice feature. So now you don't have to copy paste the title and add it to the in your TeX document, but now you can cite the title itself. So that in that way you are sure that you get the right title. And then if you have the paper as a separate PDF, you include that on this line here. So now, as this is how I've set it up now. So just appended papers as a subfolders, and then I've added two placeholders for these papers. So obviously you will have to replace those with your actual papers. And then at the end, after those papers are included, we should include the bibliography of each of our divisions department. I'm also always confused with this, but either it's concrete structure or steel and timber. So now you will have to add those as a separate PDF. So for concrete structures, there's PDFs for that on the server, so you will need to find those and replace this PDF with the right bibliography PDF. Okay, so there are pretty much it. There are two more things I think I need to show, and that is, let's see here. It's here, yeah. So on this page is lists the content of the thesis. That is consists of an extended summary and the following appended papers. And below that, on a separate page, you will have additional publications that you typically have, and these are contained in a separate TeX file. So that's this one, other publications. So here you will list all your publications that are not your appended papers, so typically your conference proceedings and reports or something like that. And you do that by using the no-cite macro, and here you cite all those additional publications, and those are then listed as a separate list. And now I've removed, like, this option removes the heading, so by default you can include it. So if you compile now, this macro will by default include this section heading, but we can remove that because you typically don't want that. And now it will just list your references, and you will need to use a no-cite macro, because now you don't cite the reference in the text here, but it only lists it in in the reference section, so to speak. So the way the template is set up now, this is a separate text file, and then here you can add additional text if you want to. Okay, and the last thing I want to show you is how to make the this paper that you fold into your thesis, like the invitation, or in Swedish it's called the insiktsblad, where you have information about the presentation and also the abstract, and you get that simply by removing this comment on line 62. So assuming that you have provided the right information, you remove this command and then you compile using PDF LaTeX, and now you will get this this loose paper as a separate PDF. So it takes the information you provided here and then produces this PDF. So that's quite handy. And then you go back by just adding the percentage sign when you want to continue on editing your thesis. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So as I said, the main part of your time will be spent in this text file, and if you use TeXmaker, make sure to use this option here, because it will save you a lot of time. Okay, so that's all. Good luck with your writing.